Body glitter's hot.
I wore that for Beyonce, but it's not every day you go to a Renaissance concert. Like, maybe I'll bust it out for Thursday.
You put some on like your...
Excuse me?
On your
My
please
what?
and thank you?
My please and thank you?
Yeah.
We're not using that moving forward. That's not lasting. No.
By like episode 25, I can probably drop the P word. I feel a little reserved right now. And I don't want to have to like censor stuff.
Good.
But
good. I wouldn't say that's brand safe.
Yeah. The vision.
Oh, okay. We're also not 12.
Okay. Just want to be brand friendly. Welcome to Playing House, the podcast about keeping your relationship sexy and secure. I'm Kolter.
And I'm Dominique, and we are a real couple who really want you to experience the love that you deserve.
On today's episode, tradwives, living like it's the 1950s for some reason, a 26-year age gap, and booking a hotel to get away from your family during the holidays. But first, and before we check in, this is actually the second time we're recording today.
Yes, it is. Ooh, I'm tired. Yeah. So the first time that we recorded, it just didn't feel genuine. And I think it's really important for us to step back because at the end of the day, this is our relationship, right? And I think that a large reason that inspired the podcast, from my perspective at least, is when our friends hang out with us, when our family hang out with us, it's always they feel like a third, but they don't feel like a third wheel. So I'd love for us to be as genuine and vulnerable and honest as possible, and to really allow people to come in and feel like they're not a part of our relationship, because it's...
Again, you're throwing away on the word third and family members. Listen, I might watch that stuff on the internet, but I don't want to live it.
Well, anyway, so just wanting people to feel like they can relate somehow, or at least like see themselves reflected in their own journeys and finding self-love, romantic love, platonic love, even whatever it is. So I think a large part of that is also seeing like the not so great parts and being honest about that part too, because that's a huge part of receiving the love that you deserve.
There was something specific about last week's episode and about a clip that went pretty viral.
Most of your clips go pretty viral.
This one, about 1 million views in 18 hours.
Was it?
Yep. And you were reading some of the comments. Walk me through that.
Yes. So in the clip, we were referring to hood twins, which we then found out wasn't even the term. Like, it wasn't even the proper term.
It was a new term. We invented something.
Yeah. Good spin. And then another pejorative that was used. Am I even using that word properly?
Sure.
That was used, again, incorrectly. And I didn't feel good about it. And I think that came through even in the clip itself. And it ended up being a larger part of the episode. I think it was like a really small...
It was like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Right? But I think it was also obvious that like even in the conversation, I wasn't comfortable. And then it became a larger part of the episode because I think the episode was even named that. And then the comments that followed were pretty much in line with what I was anticipating and what I was feeling as well. So I appreciate that we were able to, talk one-on-one and be open about that and about my feelings, and you were able to share your perspective as well. But I think it's important that we also have that in an open forum. We'll call the podcast an open forum, to properly use the platform that we're looking to create and the platform that you have, to make sure that we're not spreading, just misinformation and just, I want people to feel good. You know what I mean? Like, if we're looking to share about our love, spread love, people should come across our content and feel good and not feel like others are being empowered to speak down to them or speak down about them, or just being empowered to do anything that isn't based on love. Do you know what I mean?
We're not looking to punch down.
Ever.
There is a difference between, and this is part of the disagreement, there's a difference between, I think, making a joke about something, having some fun with something, not intending to punch down. You're going to see a certain percentage of comments on anything.
Oh my God.
That are going to be negative.
It's the internet.
And also, you refer to the size of the platform. Yeah, I mean, I have 500,000 TikTok followers. We're growing this as well. And sometimes things need a little bit more context than you're able to give in a 60 to 90 second clip. And the difficulty is you want clips to go viral. You want to attract people to this longer form conversation because this is really what we're trying to grow. And we're trying to have real, honest conversations. We're trying to share our relationship with you. And like in any relationship, there's going to be compromise. Do I agree necessarily with the 100% of the decision? Not necessarily, but I want you to feel loved and protected. And I want you to feel good about this. And I want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for a long future with this.
Absolutely. So there's a couple of things there. So like even suggesting that it's punching down, right? I think that's a large part of like what the comments were alluding to. And then it just became jokes about like the hood, for example, which like neither of us grew up in, neither of us have like the platform or the right or the experience to speak to. And yeah, I guess no and. That's one part of that. And I'll give you space if you have.
No, go on. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
And then the second part of that is I would love to know, because you said there are things that you don't agree with. So I'd love to hear or like use this platform to share what are some of the sides of it that you don't agree with, and what would you have preferred to have done?
I built a good community. I built a solid community. And oftentimes I see people taking out the trash in the comment section. And I moderate it. I read most of the comments. I mean, it's difficult when you have a video that has, I think that the one that we took down had a couple thousand comments. I can't read all of those, but I'm seeing the most visible ones and I'm taking a deep dive and I'm seeing overwhelmingly that people get it. They get that it's a joke. They get that we're bantering. They get that you need more context. Even the clip, you can clearly see that it's a podcast. I don't know how many podcasts are 90 seconds. Many of them should be. Many of them should actually be shorter than 90 seconds, but people are going to take anything out of context.
Oh my God, absolutely.
And I think that I know that I have enough goodwill on TikTok, for instance. I've been doing this for a while. Tons of videos go viral, as you've said. I have tons of engagement. People know who I am. People are getting to know who you are. And I think by and large, people got it for what it was, which was a funny viral clip. It's a teaser for a podcast. I understand where you're coming from, which is that was, I mean, pretty much the entire conversation from the podcast is in this clip. And you don't want that to necessarily be representative of the entire conversation because it's not. It's a 90-second detour from whatever we were talking about.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think in addition to that, even if it was the minority of the comments that were negative, that matters to me. The representation, even within the minority, matters to me. Because if it's like, I'm going to pause here because I want to make sure I'm saying this properly. If those who are laughing and those who are feeling empowered by this clip or like feeling like, oh yeah, like I feel like I have permission after seeing this, are not representative of the community that we're speaking about in the first place, I don't think it's done a good job. It has not had a positive impact in that case. Versus those who are like correcting us, for example, and are saying that they are a part of the community, are the ones who are disagreeing, then even if they are the minority, that matters.
And that's a fair point. It's difficult with any open forum.
Oh,
You can't police speech like that. I mean, I can delete comments. This isn't, there's a difference between free speech and your right to express yourself. And there's also, like TikTok is a private company. This is my channel. If I don't want some I can turn off comments if I want.
Sure.
I choose not to. I think that there's a lot of good conversation that happens in there. Ultimately, and not to detract from everything you've said, and you've made some amazing points and I've made some good points as well. It's just a disagreement. And at the end of the day, if we're both not in favor of something, it just doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
I would ask that moving forward, we make these decisions together. Right? Like this operation's a lot of work. And I just want to make sure that we're both as invested as each other in making this happen.
Yeah.
So when it comes to clips, for instance, let's take a look at it together.
Yeah.
And we both have veto. If you don't like it, if I don't like it, it doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, this is about love. It's about entertainment. It's about being funny. It's about seeing the absurdity in everyday life. And it's about feeling secure and sexy. I mean, that's in the intro.
Absolutely. And I don't feel that clip did that. So I appreciate that you, what is the word I'm even looking for? What's the adjective? The verb.
Cucked out.
What's the verb there? I appreciate that you understood and did something and made that action to support me. And I think that all in all, it did not properly represent us and represent what we want this podcast to do. So I'm glad that that's no longer up on the internet, though it is still in last week's episode.
Yeah.
But that has better context.
I can cut a new clip. Don't worry.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. You DM me. I'll give you the clip.
Shall we check in?
Let's get into it. You got Beyonce this week.
I got Beyonce this week. So when I saw Beyonce back in June, night one of her Toronto shows, I wore a sparkly skirt with a bodysuit, but I also purchased.
That video went viral, by the way.
You in this viral?
No, you had like.
Was it viral?
Yeah, me in this viral. Okay, I work my ass off at this. Come on.
Like, what's the number that's considered viral?
I would say 1 million. Maybe this didn't hit a million.
That did not hit 1 million. Thank you. I got it. That was my first video to get a lot of views, but
you're fingering.
I am.
Little hole on the desk there.
You drilled a hole for the other mic.
Yeah, listen.
Where the microphone used to be.
We got a budget, okay? I spent the money on cameras, on gear. You know what I mean?
But you want to check my credit card in case our mortgage defaults?
Don't check mine.
Okay.
I think 1 million. I think 1 million. It's viral.
Okay. Well, then this one was not viral. It was one of my first videos to get a lot of views.
300,000. That's still really good.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal if it doesn't include you, especially.
Yeah, your most viral video is me. It's 4.5
yes,
million views.
I thank you.
You're welcome for that one.
NT Ways. So yes, but I also purchased a second outfit for the Renaissance concert that I didn't end up wearing. Because it was a nude
white people
bodysuit. It was a wrong nude. It was not my nude.
It was napkin American nude
and covered in rhinestones. So I'm gonna wear that this Thursday to the premiere.
That's exciting. How are you gonna do your hair? You haven't thought about how you're gonna do your hair?
God, how am I gonna do my hair?
Oh, Dominique Olivia Bouchard.
I'm gonna do my hair.
What are you doing here?
Maybe I'll do like a slick back pony and I'll put rhinestones on. Oh. Okay, we'll think about this. We'll get back to you.
Next week. We will get back to you.
We will get back to you.
We together will collaborate on this because I'm sure if there's one thing you want, it's a white man telling you what to do with your hair.
We will update. We will not.
Sure. I'm not even going to update.
You know what?
I'm
That's
just going to go.
Just,
you look great.
Period.
And want you to give me a little
okay.
Before the movie.
Follow me for the updates. How about that?
And after the movie. Follow me for the update on Renaissance Movie Night Sex.
Oh my God.
Follow me for that update.
And what about you? How's your week been?
Well, speaking of dates, we went on one.
Yes.
Finally, last week, we promised we were going to go on a date together. Thursday of last week, made it happen.
Made it happen.
Went for dinner. The French fries, if may I for a second with the French fries?
Please.
French restaurant, you think they'd nail the French fries,
No, you
right?
wouldn't because it's not actually French. But go ahead.
But it's in the title, so I'm pretty sure it is. I like a shoestring. Not my favorite. I'll take it. More of a crinkle cut guy myself. No, more of a curly fry guy myself. The shoestring potatoes, the julienne potatoes, if you will, way too crispy. It came like a tumbleweed. It was like eating a bowl of Captain Crunch. These things were way too crispy.
And you made it known while eating it. You ate it all, but you complained the entire way through.
That's not true. I complained twice. And when it comes to French fries, I want to stab like 4 or 5 of them on a fork. You can't stab these. And like, if that's the case, make them softer so that you can stab a couple.
It's crispy fries. What do you want?
The thicker the French fry, the crispier it can be. Some restaurants, they'll do like you basically get a whole potato as a French fry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you want Wendy's. You want a thick cut Wendy's fry.
No, I'd like something in between. And give me like a truffle parmesan, something or other.
What are we talking about?
Give me a little truff parm on the fries, you know? That's what I'm looking for. What else have I got going on this week? We're watching a show together.
Ooh.
That never happens.
No, okay.
So it's ever watch any TV together.
We're watching Rap Shit. We watched season 1 together.
Yeah.
So then when I saw it came back weeks ago, I was going to start it because you don't ever watch TV.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he's just going to yell and cuss.
We watched the first season together.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate that we're already a season in together.
Yeah.
I get that if it's a show that I'm in for a couple episodes, out for a couple episodes, you move on. That's yours. We start something together, we got to finish it together.
But you're not a committed TV watcher. That's the problem.
I watched Succession in a week and a half, all 4 seasons.
That's the only example you can provide.
That's not committed?
That's the only example you can provide.
I've watched a bunch of series front to back.
Name okay,
Breaking Bad, Mad Men,
but not in succession like that. Not like you did it quickly with Succession. With all the others,
Mad Men,
you'll take a few months.
No, I watched every season of Mad Men. I caught up when I had to, and then I watched it in real time.
If you got to catch up, you're not committed.
I was 2 seasons late.
That's a lot.
Same with Breaking Bad.
It's not a couple episodes. It's an entire season.
You've never come to a TV show a few seasons late after the
Yeah,
hype?
but I'll catch up. If I come in late, I'm dedicating the next few nights, and I'm catching up.
Right.
You don't have that dog in you. No. You don't have the same.
No, I have other priorities. I guess I have things to do.
Oh, and I do not.
Well, apparently, lots of TV to catch up.
No, I know
on.
how to balance. I know how to prioritize.
Balance?
That's your issue.
Watching
you
9 hours of TV a night.
I make it work.
How do your eyeballs not bleed out of your skull?
My eye care, my optimal plan is excellent.
Yeah, what's your optical plan?
I said optimal.
What's your optimal optical plan? Do you have to put in like eye drops when you're watching that much TV?
Of course not.
No,
because I'm ready. I was built for this. You were not built for this.
Like a vagina, those eyeballs, self-lubricating, especially when they're around me.
Anyway, so we're watching Rap Shit season 2. It's stressful as hell, but so was season 1, and so was every Issa Rae production ever made.
Yeah,
it's just there's not a lot of people you can root for, which is beautiful.
I feel like Insecure wasn't this stressful. Insecure is a better show. Obviously it has...
They're different.
It's a bigger production. It has more writers. It has it has more established writers, I guess.
Sure.
Especially as they got into it. The cinematography, second to none, especially that final season. Truly amazing.
Wow.
And I mean, it has Issa Rae in it, right? Rap Shit doesn't have Issa Rae in it.
Yeah, but when it started... very few people knew who Issa Rae was, like her awkward black girl fans. We knew when we were anticipating this. We were excited.
I watched that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, because I told you to.
That's a show that we caught up on because at the time, this is like what, 2014, 20, whatever.
It was early, yeah.
She would say like they would crowdfund for the next episode.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, all right, we need some money if you want more of this.
And she'd sell like merch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was a great show. I mean, like,
I love that
no,
movie.
It wasn't. Like, the production was garbage, right?
But like the cast.
The heart was there.
Exactly. And the cast came back for Insecure.
Some of them. And in very small roles.
Well, no. So, dude, her neighbor, who was always like, he was the whispering dude on Awkward Black Girl. And he came back as the dude who, the blood. And he said everything.
That was him?
Bouch. Yeah, that was him.
Oh, man, the Bouch.
Yes. And then her best friend on Awkward Black Girl.
I think her name is Sarita or something like that.
And she comes back as like her enemy at work.
For like an episode.
And then the sneezing girl from Awkward Black Girl, she comes back as, I don't remember, but she did have a smaller role.
Someone who also had allergies in this show.
Sure,
I was hoping, I was hoping her BFF from Awkward Black Girl would have had a bigger role. But maybe this woman was like, I'm not really interested.
I think like a large part of, so Awkward Black Girl was about like her struggle with work and finding herself there. And then Insecure is all about like her love story with Molly, her love story with like the different men in her life. With herself.
And part of that includes work.
Yeah.
They were the same kind of like job, like nonprofit.
Oh my God, it was the same job, just different names.
You've worked in not-for-profit.
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
That's difficult work, man.
It's you got to dedicate yourself to the work. So it's like bringing your whole self to what you do. And it's very hard to separate like your values and your time versus what the company offers. Like you got to bring your whole self to that job in order to do it with excellence, which is why I don't work in non-for-profits anymore.
Have you seen that woman on TikTok? And she does that character where she's like the boss at a nonprofit.
Oh my gosh.
And she's always like eating a cucumber or something. And she's like, okay, so like, yes, let's talk about it. So like, I know that you want to get paid and like paychecks go out eventually or
triggering.
I know that you want to book off vacation time, but like, I think we just need to make sure that like we're dedicating ourselves to this because it's such powerful, meaningful work.
She's always like eating a salad.
Yeah. And dressed like Miss Frizzle. Just like layers of whatever. Always so cozy.
Adult life.
Yeah. Probably doesn't shave her legs, which you don't have to, I guess.
Shout out to her for that.
I shave my legs in the summer. Not down to the wood, but like with the buzzer. I'll take it down to like a 2.
I did not know
It's so
that.
hairy. Look at my, I don't know if you can see it here. My arm hair, gets so long. The winter, though, you want to keep warm. But in the summer, I want to be smooth and aerodynamic.
All right.
I want to be able to rush to places.
Oh.
I can't do that if the arm hair and the leg hair is keeping me back, right?
Yeah, it's physics.
Yeah.
It's physics.
So that's my week. Hairy arms. Insecure's better than rap
shaved.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a large statement to make of a giant series versus a 2-season show.
Okay, when the series is over, we'll revisit this conversation.
Sure. I don't know why we have to compare the two. They can both exist.
Oh my God.
And be great on, we don't have to do that.
God. They're both great shows.
Yes, thank
If you're
you.
like, which one do you didn't make them. They're both great shows. I'm just saying, I have preferred.
Woman. Did you? Oh,
I was saying that I prefer Insecure.
I didn't know you could do that.
That's why the board's on my side.
Which one's yours?
Get your goddamn hands off of this.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
Know that I will get you back for that.
Let's get into this. I hate it here. These are some headlines.
I really do.
Describing the hellscape that is the current year in which we live. I saw this one. Do you know what a tradwife is?
Is that a show?
No, here's the headline. Inside the Rise of Tradwives. It's this group of, I guess couples, but mostly women, hence the wives part of tradwives. But they're basically like cosplaying it like it's the 1950s. They're role playing in like these submissive relationships. They're submitting to the man. They have quote unquote like traditional values.
So it's like kink?
No.
You said they're cosplaying.
She's probably never even having an orgasm. I think that's part of this.
What?
No woman had an orgasm. No woman in a straight relationship had an orgasm until like 1972. Okay. Back in the 50s, you think a dude was like, oh, you're able to do that as well? Or if you knew that, I care about that.
Fair enough.
How many dudes in 2023 care about that? Not me. Not this guy. It's a myth. The female orgasm is a myth. I just like, you're free to do whatever you want in your relationship, obviously. I just like the message, and watch a couple of these videos, but it's this like, I don't know, it kind of feels like you're indoctrinating a group of young women into, I don't know, just like always submitting to a man.
So it's religion based. It's like it's based on.
No. I mean, a lot of these people are like Christian fundamentalists and whatever, which, hey, that's your right to practice whatever religion you want. It's just like, I just get like an icky vibe from it.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, they're a group of religious people who are still tied to like traditional family values, and they're making videos that's like calling out other people. Are they judging? Because otherwise I don't care. Like if they're just doing this in their household and that's what works for them, I truly do not care.
What if I said it was like, you know who Andrew Tate is? Like these alpha podcast bros, which I understand the irony of saying that given that we're recording a podcast right now, but I'm a beta bro to the bone. What if he was making a video saying like, and he has saying, we need more traditional values and women need to submit to men and men are just like physically more dominant and are just more dominant socially. And that's just like the order of the human order.
Okay, here's the difference for me though, because there's a difference between going on the internet and making all these proclamations and judging a bunch of people and calling out others because they do not follow your lifestyle. And then there's a difference with women or people who are in committed consensual relationships and decide to submit to one another. Or one decides to lead and the other decides like, I'm going to submit to you. And that's based on trust. That's based on respect. Like I have no issue with that. Is that necessarily what I want in my household? No, but I take issue when you start to make it my issue. When you start to like shove that down my throat. I can unfollow. I don't need to see it. If you're teaching because there are others who also want to be a part of this lifestyle and they're interested, cool. But it's when you start like casting judgment and like, if you don't do this, like females these days, that's where I take issue.
But these brave women of YouTube with their picture-perfect makeup and slender but curvy physiques will stand up to those bitches. Again, I think that's you and me. More me than you. And restore your birthright, a smoking hot 22-year-old housewife who never talks back, never gets tired, never says no, and never gains weight no matter how many children she has.
Yeah.
It's setting a big expectation for dudes.
It's definitely marketing to men, and it's very reminiscent of like 1950s advertising, like when selling cigarettes, blow it in her face and she'll be yours forever. Like that type of mentality.
Imagine if I blew smoke in your face.
You'd
stab me in the fucking eyeballs.
Correct.
You would grab a knife or whatever was closest, a fucking hairpin, I don't know.
As one should.
And drive it through my retinas.
Because why would you do that?
Why would I do that?
Unless I invite you to do that?
Sure.
And I've shown you that this is something I find enjoyable.
Yeah.
Don't do that to anybody.
Not into it though, hey? Good to
I
know.
am not.
Good to know. So not interested in being a trad wife? I think I'd like to be a trad wife. What do you think? I can make it work. I'd be a good trad wife. You could blow smoke in my face. What's the second one here? Saw this on Reddit. How do you feel about an age gap? What's an appropriate age gap before we get into this?
It's hard for me to say because you and I are the same age.
Yeah. Well, I'm 6 weeks older. But.
Right. So I've never had a huge age gap where like I've been with someone significantly older or someone significantly younger. It's always
Before
been
me,
like,
you dated like an older guy. You were 18.
And I made it
like
very well
25?
known that like this was odd to me. He was about 6 years older than me.
Damn.
Which like, again, at a certain age doesn't matter. But because I was like 18, it felt weird because I was just so young and fresh and new. Like in my first year of university, I didn't see enough of the world. What?
I think you're a shriveled up
I know
hag.
this, but like as a new student, a first year university student, I haven't seen much of the world. And like 6 years after that, yeah, he's still young. He's in his mid 20s, but he'd seen more than me, and it just felt the dynamic was weird for me. That's it. So
how much of you did he see, by the way?
Oh Lord. Anyways,
said he saw a lot. How much is a lot?
Whoa. Did I say of me or of the world?
I don't know.
Because you're not listening.
Okay.
What?
Whatever you say.
Anyways, so I don't know. Like me at this age.
You're 32. What's the youngest you'd date?
Listen.
Or like bang. You're single and ready to mingle.
That's
Take
so hard
home.
for me to say. Like, what's your answer?
I'm 32 as well. I mean, like, listen, anything under 27, even that seems young. Nah, you got to be 30, man.
Okay.
Actually, you got to be older than me.
Okay.
I want a chick to teach me some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave this a lot of thought.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that. But yes, okay. Fair enough.
I need a rich older lady. That's all I need.
Are we going back to
We
this?
can still say married, but sugar daddy?
Am I getting... Yeah, are we
Sugar
going back
mommy?
to this? As long as I get the money.
Yeah. You want a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy who's hot. That's ideal.
Sure.
But they don't have to be, and typically are not, because they've got money, which is the hottest thing in the world, right? So, there's that.
I would say personality.
My son, 45M, is dating a much younger girl, 19F. That's a 26-year age gap.
Whoa.
Rule of thumb is half your age plus 7, which I think, dude, you dated. You're 18, he's 24.
Mm-hmm.
Half of 24 is 12. Plus 7 would be 19.
Oh, it's close enough. But he can be her father.
Yeah.
That is an odd dynamic. Like
Sure.
the power, he's seen too much. He's seen a lot. He's well established in life in that he has seen what he needs to see.
Apparently he hasn't, because he's dating a 19-year-old.
But
Trying to see something new.
She is fresh to the. I hope for her sake she is fresh to the world and
Don't
the
slut shame.
terrors out there. And when I say fresh, I mean I hope like her teenage years weren't spent having to deal with
still in them.
Okay, having to deal with like the
19.
realities of adulthood and shit. Like he knows that. She doesn't know that yet. That's weird.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
you
yeah,
know at
100%
19?
weird. Yeah,
like
nothing. What do you know at 29? What do you know at 32? Nothing.
I hope.
This woman's 70. She has 2 sons. One's 37. Married his high school girlfriend, and they have 2 daughters. I guess technically the 45-year-old has a high school girlfriend too.
Yikes.
They just went during different years.
Yeah, no bueno. Then no.
So he brought her over for Thanksgiving, and she's like,
What?
how do I? Yeah. And then at one point she's like, and they went upstairs and like they stayed over, and she's like, I knew what was going on up there.
No, as the mom, you need to no.
Yikes.
You can. That's your house, especially.
Yeah,
You should be letting him know.
sure.
Cause what?
I don't want anybody banging in my house. Nobody, unless it's us.
Let's be honest though.
What?
Cause you and I,
Yeah. You and I have what?
we've slept over at a couple of houses.
Sure.
So is it?
What's that look for?
I'm just saying we can't be hypocrites.
What's hypocritical about that? Sleeping over at people's houses?
Yeah.
What's going on?
You
From
tell- you
Miss,
tell
I feel
me.
uncomfortable doing this here, until you don't feel so uncomfortable doing it there.
So I'm just saying, if somebody feels comfortable,
Want to pretend this is somebody else's
oh
house?
my god,
We'll be right back. Yeah, 26 is that's a wild. Even if like, because the older you both get, the less that age gap really matters. Like 10 years difference when you're 20 and 30,
yeah,
massive.
yeah.
10 years difference when you're like 70
40,
and 80.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I agree.
Even
I
30
agree.
and 40 seems like they.
I was gonna say
That
like
seems like a
40
big
and
gap.
50, maybe, just because I haven't seen.
And then anything over 70. 70 and 100, sure. Why not?
What?
Yeah.
I would say that's a pretty big gap. I would say that's
30 years?
significant. Yes.
What if the 100-year-old has money and they're about to die? Then maybe 70. Then maybe 68 years. 32 and 100.
Oh wow!
Maybe that's not the worst.
Wow! Look at you planning.
Yeah, half your age plus 7. I feel like it's a pretty good rule.
Okay, I'm new to this rule. I did not realize that was a thing.
Can that be the title of the podcast? Half your age plus 7? Is that okay?
Sure,
I
as
need
long
permission.
as it's not,
Hood twins.
please,
Yeah.
or Project Twins, or whatever else. Please,
Yeah.
please.
Some people find that offensive. Don't drag me back into this.
Oh my god!
All right, what do you have for I
Fix
hate
it,
it here?
Lord. So there was a mom who has been, spent her previous holidays stressed out trying to wrap her gifts while hiding them from her kids at the same time, which is damn near impossible.
Those little
Kids
bastards are going to
nosy.
find them. You found them.
Exactly.
I never peeked.
My
Not a
sister
single
always picked.
time.
My sister found her
Never.
Tamagotchi, opened it up, charged it, turned it on, played with it, put it back.
Oh, no.
She was terrible.
Little piece of tape over it again.
It's a plastic, those plastic casings for toys. You can't reseal that.
She finds a way to do it. She gets like a laminator to get this thing back into the
like
shrink
a
wrap.
lighter
Yeah.
to melt it. So anyway, so this mom decided to rent a hotel for 2 days. Spend one of the nights just drinking wine, wrapping up her gifts, watching some Netflix. The next night she was done. She just dedicated the time to herself. And I just want to say I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I've been doing that.
Hating your family? Sure.
I've been like Mother's Day,
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm at a hotel. My birthday, I'm out of here.
Why hang
I'm
with
at
the
a hotel.
people you purport to love? I agree.
I
Yeah.
mean, let me love me.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
At the expense of us.
I committed to having 6 solo dates this year. I think I've only had 4, so I need 2 more. It's November already.
Yeah.
Like I gotta catch up.
Well, you got Wednesday off. We've got Monday, Tuesday off together, which is, oh my God, that's so nice.
Good. So
And then you're taking off Wednesday just to be alone.
Yeah, so
I
I
was
gotta-
going to take off Wednesday to be alone.
do it.
Well, then how am I going to be alone? I need the
I
house
won't
to
be here.
myself. Where are you going?
Maybe I have to find my 5th solo date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The park?
That's not fun.
Read the newspaper at the park?
The newspaper.
Sure.
Do you read the newspaper still?
I used to have a subscription to the newspaper.
Do you still?
No, I read it digitally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's called scrolling through Google.
Sure.
Anyway, I thought that was great. And
So hold on. She lugs all the presents to the hotel.
yeah, absolutely. And the
Wow.
wrapping paper and all of her tools, scissors and tape and shit. And she does it while drinking wine and having the freedom of the entire hotel room.
Who's cleaning up though?
Room service.
There's a lot to clean. Think about it. You're wrapping gifts. There's little tiny fucking fragments of ribbon,
I mean,
long sheaths of wrapping paper,
they come with garbage bins. Are you new to hotels?
fucking glitter. You know?
Why does she have glitter?
You never put glitter on a gift? You
No.
put glitter on gifts all the time where you get the little glittery ribbons, which look delightful. They infuse so much Christmas magic into the experience, but God damn it, you can't get glitter out of anything. Nothing.
They have vacuums.
You still
At
you
hotels.
can't do it. You can't get glitter out of anything. You can get a little bit of it out. Maybe you can get most of it out. There's probably like tiny little microscopic fragments of glitter in one of your pores right now.
I take this as you don't want me to use glitter this year.
That glitter's great. Body glitter's hot.
I wore that for Beyonce, but it's not every day you go to a Renaissance concert. Like, maybe I'll bust it out for Thursday.
You put some on like your...
Excuse me?
On your
My
please
what?
and thank you.
My please and thank you?
Yeah.
That we're not using that moving forward. That's not lasting. No.
By like episode 25, I can probably drop the P word. I feel a little reserved right now. And I don't want to have to like censor stuff.
Good.
But
Very
like...
good. I wouldn't say that's brand safe.
Yeah. The vision.
Oh, okay. We're also not 12.
Okay. Just want to be brand friendly and also Dominique friendly at the same time.
I mean, you can say vagina. That's the proper
I don't know if I can.
medical name.
I don't know if I can. We open next week's podcast with, we regret talking about the vision. We regret talking about the vision. And, but you should put some glitter on it. That's fun.
not safe. No, I will not
Body
be doing
safe
that.
glitter.
I do not want a yeast infection.
Nobody at this table wants a yeast infection.
Okay. So
Zero
why are you
people.
suggesting that I put glitter
Not
into
in
my
it.
private...
Around it.
Are you lost?
I'd like to be. All right, before we get to the comment section, pillow talk. What do you got for me this week? This is the part of the show where we discuss our relationship a little more intimately. We give you some of the goss.
Yes. So this week's question is, do you remember the moment that you knew you loved me?
When I get there, I will let you know.
Wow. And with that, thank you so much for watching.
We will never be back. I might be dead. I'd say like the night we went on our first date. And I think that's the night that you fell in love with me as well. It was a St. Paddy's Day party, 2010, Oakville, Ontario. People were like pissing in the tub. They were pissing in the sink. Everywhere but the toilet, weirdly enough. That was for vomit. And I feel like we kept the train on the tracks. I didn't know we were sleeping over that night. Did not pack for that. Wore a very thin shirt, no jacket, because it was like unseasonably warm, I guess, that day.
Yeah. It was what, March? Yeah, March.
Next day, not so much. Couldn't afford a cab back to the city.
No, we took the GO train.
Yeah. I think we took a bus to get back to the GO train.
I think so. Yeah.
But I just like that night, like, I don't know, like I felt very in love with you.
Oh.
And I remember there was someone in the, you have the hair on your face. We have many hairs on your face, but there you go.
Thank you.
You look great.
Thank you. You look great too. I want to acknowledge the scratch on your nose.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Maybe when I was setting up earlier, she beats me.
Oh my God. Don't
What?
joke about that.
What? I didn't say anything.
Stop it. No, dead ass. But our toddler head butted you.
Yeah, that was separately. I thought
That
she broke
didn't
my
happen
nose.
from this?
No, that was separate.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't get a scratch like this from a headbutt, especially from
my.
a 3.5-year-old.
Okay.
And I think that was the same night for you that you fell in love with me. Because there was a chick in the kitchen and she asked you, and you told me this afterwards, like months later, maybe a year later. She was like, do you love him? And you were like, I think so. She's playing footsie with me under the table. You were like, I think so. Keep doing it.
Anyways, no.
Slide the dogs up here.
Here's how it actually happened. So we were at this St. Patrick's Day party. You and I went together. It was our first like night out. So it was our first date. And one of my friends came up to me and she's like, oh my God, is he your boyfriend? And then
Was
I
it
looked at
Uche?
you. It was Uche. And I looked at you and I was like, yeah. Because you'd been asking me for a while. You're like, just be my girlfriend. And I kept saying no.
That is also true.
I just kept saying
What
no.
an asshole. You clearly like me.
I wasn't interested in a relationship. I had big plans to go to university and like brook
You
out,
did.
while
That's
out.
where you met me.
Yes, I know, but I had big plans to like be in my rotation at the end of the day, and I did not do that at all. Instead, I met you upon entry and married you
The
upon
please
exiting.
and thank you, allegedly and apparently, the please and thank you got a little slick the first time she came over to my dorm.
We're not using please and thank you. Can we return to that conversation for a second?
Vision.
We're not 12.
You know the word that I use when we're off pod, right? Starts with a P. Rhymes with bussy. That one's okay to say.
No, we're not doing this. So yeah, that's when I finally gave in, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah.
My friends like him. Yeah, he's my boyfriend. And then I remember like you were so
All
excited.
of your friends like me.
Yeah.
Is there a single friend that doesn't like me?
Today?
Yeah.
No.
Then? Several.
Plenty. Did I like you back then?
Incredibly obnoxious.
Absolutely.
Incredibly
especially
obnoxious.
Especially then.
So.
Yeah.
Same night for both of us.
Well, no, that was the night that was when we got together. But a month later, you were throwing me a birthday party for my 19th birthday. Yes.
Both the same age, not 45.
And my nephew's birthday is the day after mine. So I was preparing for his birthday party with my sister and her friend.
The fam.
With the fam. And her friend asked me, she's like, oh, he seems to be going like really out for your birthday. Like he seems to really like you. Do you think he loves you?
Trying to get after that, please and thank you.
And I was like, that was like my first time even considering it. Because again, we'd only been dating for a month.
You considered it at the party. The St. Patty's Day party.
No, listen to me. Shut up.
Clearly fallen out of love with me since. Jesus Christ.
So I was considering like, oh my God, this guy might actually like love me. That's wild. And then she asked me, do you love him? And that's when I really started to consider. And I was like, oh my God, I think I really do. So that night, I got you to say it for the first time.
Can you see that? Blushing up a storm over here.
So that night in your dorm room, I was like, do you love me? Because I had to make sure you said it first. I was about to say it first. And you did.
You don't want to be a cock.
I'm just, I don't want to.
No simping over here. Me, nothing but simping.
I don't want to set myself up for failure.
Failure?
If you said no, can you imagine? No, so you said it's.
I don't think we'd be having this conversation though. We're like, how about just like a loveless relationship or like a one-sided love relationship?
Well, like when you first start dating somebody, you're not necessarily in love, especially
hooked.
In a month.
Hooked.
Do you remember what it was?
Saw this girl in class. Everything, like the body.
I had no body.
What little body there was. I was like, I can work with this.
There was very little to work with.
Yeah. It's the whole package. You're funny. Very abrasive, which I appreciated. You could tolerate me. That's all it takes. If you're like, oh, I can like stand you for a little bit, I'm good.
But did I back then?
Clearly.
Took a while. Yeah. I liked that you went out of your way for me. You made me feel like I was special. Like
when?
Right away.
Not happening anymore?
You continue to go out of your way for me.
Yeah.
Including expensive lights to make sure I'm lit properly on camera and
I got all these lights on sale.
Drilling holes into tables.
Okay, we can get a new table if you'd like.
I'm just saying, like making sure that
getting a gimbal maybe next week. Who knows? We'll see.
What gimbal?
The DJI. Well, you know what? They're not sponsoring, but like it's the DJI S3 Pro combo.
I don't even know why.
Yeah.
What?
It's got a focus motor on it. If you'd like to gift that, if you listen, this is the sugar daddy test or sugar mommy or sugar they. You buy me a gimbal and you get to see the thimble. I'm just kidding. It's not that big.
I thought you hit a button to like end the segment. Like you get a gimbal to thimble.
All right, let's do the comment section here. This is when we read your questions, comments, concerns. I'm going to say it like that every single time. Concerns. Ready for this?
Sure.
Nervous?
A little.
These are from TikTok. This one is from savvy.tla. So obvious she's not from the hood.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
What's the hood?
What? We're not doing this again. We are not doing this again.
That's all you have?
I mean, listen, like the episode happened. I hope y'all go back and watch it so that you have a little bit more context than whatever you're getting from this episode.
DM me for the clip. I'll send you the clip.
Oh, God.
I still have it.
What?
I still have it.
Well, of course you still have it. It's archived, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yes, correct. And that's why, like I said, because we are not. Let me leave this alone. She's right. I saw a few responses to that comment because someone's like, where is she from? And you're like, Scarborough. And then the person's like, so she's not from the hood. Why is she talking about the hood? First of all, I was definitely not talking about the hood. Let me make that very clear. Secondly, someone's like, so if she's from England, why is she
There's a Scarborough in England. There's also a Scarborough. I feel like the Toronto Scarborough is more famous. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it.
No, because there's a song about Scarborough Fair.
There's a fucking song about everything.
To Scarborough Anyway, so I'm from Toronto. Let's make that very clear. Scarborough is a borough, is a part of the greater Toronto area.
Six God over here. Six Goddess. Living legend.
So I'm very much Canadian. Another person commented Americans. I guess because I'm part
North
of the
America.
continent, sure, but very much Canadian. Another person said if she's from, someone said she sounds English. And I guess because I am speaking English, yes.
Boy, governor, in it.
I've never been to England and I am not English. I am not American. I'm Canadian and my parents are Grenadian and I will only accept one of those two. Let me make that very clear.
Which you definitely have. Speaking of Toronto, from Chef Jab or JAB.
Ah!
Hey,
see?
sis.
Reference to Grenada. Go
Were
ahead.
you at Osgood Station the other day? Because I swear I saw you.
I was, and I'm sorry that I didn't see you or if you said hi to me.
Hey, you're busy. You don't have time for your fans.
I'm not a rude person. I'm just
She
when I'm
thinks
in.
you're dogs, by the way.
It's just that when I'm in public, my headphones are blasting, my head is down, and I'm walking with purpose. That's my TTC mode. So
Okay.
if you ever say hi to me, you need to make sure like I see you, because otherwise my head is down and I'm running. I would love to say hi, please.
Alex says, I'm a mixed race. Don't say hi to me. I'm just kidding. You don't say hi. But not in like a threatening way. And not if you're taller than me.
How do you threateningly say hi?
If you're taller than 6'1", you didn't see me. Also, if I look like shit, you didn't see me.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
I don't have
That's
to look up. My spine is fucking permanently crooked.
That's not the part that's fair.
I look like the number 7. Just hunched over so far. I can't look up like that. I got to look down.
Okay.
On tiny hobbits like you. That's
I'm
redundant.
5'5".
Yeah, okay. Alex says, I'm a mixed race woman whose mother is white, and even my own mother will make comments about how black I'm looking at particular times. I think this is in a reference to a video I had posted about people making comments about mixed race kids and, oh, you're darker than I expected. You're lighter than I expected.
Yeah.
A lot of great feedback on that.
Oh, okay.
I recommended a book. It's right there on the shelf. Can you grab it for me? It's the pink one. It's called The Mixed Race Experience by Naomi and Natalie Evans. And even if you're not mixed race, what's going on over there? What are you doing?
Your library is poorly set up.
Okay, you've done enough. It's called The Mixed Race Experience by some English twins. It's a great read. Everybody's experience is that. What are you doing now?
It's pissing me off.
Stop. As my sister in Christ. Don't even touch it. What are you doing?
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
I'll probably do it again.
Don't even look at it.
I'll probably do it again.
Eyes over here. You
I
know
actually really want to
Eyes
rearrange
down.
this.
Eyes
because
down. You can do that later.
It should be like color coded, not just it's a mess. Okay, go ahead. So, The Mixed Race Experience.
It's a great book. You should read it. You've soured this. From Instagram, JetProdigy152, hashtag don't cancel Kolter. I think that's good advice.
Disagree.
We should get hats that say, that'll be our merch. That'll be our first merch drop.
Hashtag don't cancel
Hashtag
Kolter.
don't cancel Kolter.
Oy, I'm trying.
From YouTube, this is, shout out to Odette Charlene 2261. Super Canadian to me. Shout out. I love your content. Is it possible to please upload the podcast to streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so that I can listen on the road while cleaning around? Keep up the amazing videos, Dominique. You're a queen. 5 exclamation points. Love you guys. It is available now.
Yes.
On streaming platforms. Shout out to Steven at Viral Nation, my agency.
He's got an agent. He's big time now.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Steven for making that happen. And I don't know how that works. He just takes care of it.
Okay, so it's on Apple Music. It's on
all of
Spotify.
All of the places.
Is it on Tidal?
YouTube. I don't know if Tidal does podcasts.
I don't know.
I'm not paying
I've never
for that.
paid for Tidal.
I already paid. What do we pay for Spotify? Like $30 a month?
It's not that high, but
That's
it's
it.
high.
I don't need 2 streaming services.
I had it at one point when like Renaissance was coming.
But I do need 9 video streaming services, so figure that one out. At YouTube Shakespeare says, my husband and I are, at YouTube Sharkspeare. My husband and I are married for over 20 years, and I love seeing other successful, happy couples. We need more of this. Thank you. I look forward to more episodes. Well, you're welcome.
Congrats to her. That's goals or
20
him. I
years.
don't know who they are, but like, congrats to you.
Year and a half, it'll be 10 for us.
Yeah.
Crazy. Not even like 14 months.
That's a big milestone. So
Yeah.
20, that's incredible.
Love that. At Jackie O 8719 says, "Oh, I used to pray for times like this. There was faith in humanity again because Kolter and his lover, that's you, by the way, are here to save the day."
I was going to say there's a whole genocide happening, but yeah. You're going to cut that out, aren't you?
I don't, that's so unnecessary. Do you have something you want to share?
Yeah, we have questions from Instagram. So at YEG Recreation asks, 2024 will be the year of ...
More please and thank you. You didn't think it was coming back.
I didn't. I
You didn't
really,
think it was
really
coming
didn't.
back, but it will be coming. Yeah, I would say like more, I want us to prioritize intimacy more, like physical intimacy, emotional intimacy. And it's hard, man, because, it's like balancing everything. And we were talking about this in the car earlier today. Whenever your boss tells you to do something, you do it. Whenever your partner asks you to do something, I feel like it isn't met with the same, and this isn't just us, it's everybody. It's not met with the same urgency, right?
Of course.
Because you're like,
one
I don't
has
want to
a
lose my
paycheck.
livelihood.
Of course.
100%. But like, we also have like love currency. Oh, God, I cringe saying that. But yeah, like you need to take home a paycheck to survive. You need your relationship to work in order to thrive.
Wow, you're just full of rhymes here. Okay. All right.
Call
See
me
you.
Busta.
Not, wow. What?
Unless he's been canceled, then maybe
I
don't.
just wasn't expecting that.
Do not.
I thought you were going to say like,
ODB,
no, who's the dude that wrote Cat in the Hat?
Dr. Seuss.
I thought you were going to say that.
He's, I'm pretty sure, super racist. So
What?
maybe don't call me that. Yeah, they had a
What's
bunch of books where
happening?
like, he wrote the books in the 50s because he had a trad wife
About
waiting
my
for him at
God.
home.
What did he write for children? That was racist.
I don't have the time to get into this.
Oh no.
That's a whole other episode. The Dr. Seuss years. That's what I'm calling the 50s. The Dr. Seuss years.
Not segregation.
Yeah. He probably liked that.
Civil rights. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm
trying to think
devastated.
of like a rhyme, but it seems like it might be inappropriate.
It will be. Thank you for stopping yourself.
Hit me up in the DMs.
Let me find this, sorry. At lily.love000 asks, did y'all have any other baby name instead of Nia?
I liked Sloan.
Yeah, but then look,
Okay. Like from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
that's exactly what we were. Yeah.
Great movie. I liked Lucy.
I never
Like the song.
What Lucy? What song is that?
The song.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay, Destra.
Sure.
I grew up as a real good girl. Always home. Is that Destra?
I don't know.
That was never an option actually.
Okay.
So Sloan was on the table.
For a while. That was the first like, big contender.
Yeah. Imani was on the table for me.
Nah, like that's like, listen, Imani, that's a sexy ass name.
Oh.
You can't not,
Oh.
No.
That's weird. Zuri was on the table for me.
Like from what's the Hair Love book?
But it wasn't from like my sister who actually told me
Sure.
as a recommendation. And then Nia.
Which that was the
What did
first
we
time we
ever
were both
go
like, I like that.
If it was a boy, I wanted to choose Asante.
Neo.
You're a dumbass. Asante was an option for a boy. You were not down for that.
No.
But there was another name. I think it started with a D, didn't it? For a boy.
Dylan? Daxton?
I would no. Anyway, that's that. And then the other question.
D'Angelo? Like the apple juice?
What?
They also make other flavors.
Not like the singer?
Okay. What else you got?
At it's Janice _ asks. That's my cousin. How do the two
Shout
of
out
you
Cuzzo.
How do the two of you maintain a healthy relationship plus balancing work life and being great parents? Oh, thank you.
It's nice that people believe what they see on social media. I love that. Listen, like I said a couple minutes ago, like it's difficult, right? You do the best you can. We miss the mark sometimes.
Absolutely.
We hit it a lot of the other times. It's up to us, like, to prioritize this. It's really nice spending time with you, like creating something. And we started a business 5 years ago.
Like almost exactly to the date.
So this is nice to like, this is the continuation of this. This is the new chapter of this. That's really cool. It's nice to have those like together, no internet moments as well.
Absolutely.
Which
Absolutely.
we will be having after this. It seems like you're in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. Let's see what happens.
Wait, what? How did this turn
We're in the
into
basement. You can't see it. There's like a casting couch over there. It's like not the casting
couch.
It's black like the casting couch. That might be leather. Not great for having sex on. This one's fabric though. Just absorbs.
How did it get here? Somebody asked about our work-life parenting balance, and this turned into a casting couch reference.
We just try our best, right?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
I absolutely max out on trying my best every single day. That is, yes, truth. Mm-hmm.
Well, like and subscribe. Please support the podcast. That is the best thing you can do, is subscribe to this YouTube channel. At Dom Creates on TikTok. At Dom.creates on Instagram.
I'm working on getting rid of that dot, y'all. I'm working on it, but Dom Creates on Instagram has had it for many more years than I have, so working on it.
At Kolter Talks, Kolter with a K, across the board.
Nice and easy.
Perfect cohesion, right? Just simple. We love it. But yes, like, follow, and share this with someone who needs it, and that's everybody because we're amazing. I'm gonna try to go have sex with my wife now. That's you.